Deep to right. And that baby's gone. Seth Brown, a 3-run shot to give the A's the lead.
That ball was leaned on. Oh, my, Brownie.
The first big league home run for Shea Langoliers. He goes to right center. Family and friends are psyched. So are we. That was awesome. What a play. Nick Allen gets up, spins, throws. Got him. What a play. That will be a contender for play of the year. Sensational pick job by Nick Allen. Sensational pick job by Nick Allen. And he dropped it. He dropped it. 1-run scores. 2-run score. A's lead 7-5. Hamilton dropped the ball. Hamilton dropped the ball. Hamilton dropped the ball.
Swung on driven to center. Well hit. Laureano going back at the track right to the wall. He's there. And he makes a phenomenal catch. Ramon Laureano with the robbery on a Wednesday afternoon.
And the A's have won it. 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 The Oakland Athletics. Wow, you gotta be kidding me. The Oakland Athletics. Wow, you gotta be kidding me. The Oakland Athletics. Wow, you gotta be kidding me. The Oakland Athletics. Wow, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me.
Hello and welcome to the Oakland A's UK live stream here on our YouTube channel. I'm broadcasting from the UK. It is just gone 7:30 in the evening here. I am Matt and we are getting ready for some more A's baseball. Now normally spring training, the games don't really matter. They're a bit of a non-event. They're just an exhibition, a bit of friendly, tuning up for the season. Nothing too much to write home about. But not today. Oh no, look at the details. We're in Arizona, technically not, but you know what I mean. The details there is A's Angels, a classic AL West rivalry. And of course, it is a matchup between two Japanese superstars. Shohei Ohtani on the mound for the Angels and our newcomer Shintaro Fujinami on the mound for the A's. Now, they're only going to pitch a couple of innings each, but it's still very exciting. News coming out of Ho-Ho-Cam Field is that they've had to add in an overflow media area, press area, because there are so many members of the press there wanting to see it. Lots of people from Japan following it all, but also the national beat writers are there. They are there to see Shohei Ohtani more than anything. Let's be honest, the show pony does attract a crowd wherever he goes, but we're looking out for Fuji and hoping he has a good one. So that game is starting in just over half an hour's time. In this live stream, we'll be looking back at Monday's game against the Rockies, looking at some general MLB news, a couple of bad injuries coming through from the NL West, and looking ahead to today's game against the Angels. If you are watching live, you can get in contact via the YouTube chat, and I'll be glad to hear from you. JT is back. Good to have you along again today. Should be a good one. Hope you get a chance to watch it. I know it's a bit different out there in the US, in California. I think you need the NBC Sports California app or whatever. We can see it on MLB TV, we're lucky. But yes, hopefully lots of you out there in the Bay Area are able to watch this one. Because even if you're just watching those first couple of innings, it should be exciting, shouldn't it? We all want to see what Fuji has got. We're not going to judge him too harshly just on one appearance. But Fuji and Shohei, or what could you want, should be great. So yes, join in on the chat if you're about. If you're watching on repeat, I'll hopefully be doing another one of these later in the week as well. So I'll tweet it out. I was going to tweet it out earlier this morning and forgot about it. So that's on me. Apologies for that. But yes, we will be putting up a schedule to let you know when we are going live. But of course, all you need to do, click subscribe and the notification bell on the channel, and then you will know when we are going live. But let's have a look back at yesterday's game against the Rockies. Now, it was something that I thought through, to be honest, because yesterday was my first live stream of 2023. And we were 2-0 at that point. I did say we're going for the 100% spring training record. That was a bit of a reach, let's be honest. But I put it out there and it immediately fell flat. So maybe I am tempting fate by trying to do a live stream today. Hopefully not, but we shall see. But yes, it didn't go too well yesterday, did it? And yeah, there are the details. If I point the right way, there we go. So it's a 7-3 loss to the Rockies. It was just one of those games I tweeted at the time during the game. You get these sometimes early in spring training. It just, everything's sloppy. People are making silly little errors. Not great at bats. It's just a sloppy performance. And that's what we got, unfortunately, yesterday. Drew Rosinski struggled a bit, let's be honest. He got his work, and I guess that's the main thing you can say about it. But looking at the details on Rosinski, where was he? Here we go. 2 innings pitched, gave up 4 runs, was it? 3 runs. So 2 innings pitched, 6 hits allowed, 3 runs given up, including a home run hit by Chris Bryant early on. There were various reports after the game about him just trying to get used to things, basically. He's got the pitch com to think about, the clock, pace of play, and of course you've then got MLB balls he's coming back to, which are different to the ones used in career and all of that stuff. So just getting his feet under him. Let's not worry too much that yesterday's performance wasn't too great by Drew. He's just getting started, so yes. A little bit disappointed. We want to see a bit more from him, but yeah, nothing too much to worry about. The main thing, of course, the main story from this game was the fact that the A's were getting no hit into the 7th. So never mind Drew Rosinski and the pitching staff, the starting lineup did not really get going at all. But then the kids came in later in the game, and that's part of what I like about spring training. You get the regulars who'll get some at-bats early in the game, normally 2, maybe 3 at-bats, and then there's lots of changes. Most of the players change during the game. And that gives you a chance to watch some of the young prospects that we hear about a lot during the season and over the off-season, but otherwise you maybe don't get to see too much. So that was great, and that's what we saw here with the new Oakland. Oh, if I press the right button anyway. Here we go. There we are. Well done, me. So yes, this was Martin Gallegos, the A's beat writer on MLB.com. Lawrence Butler, one of the team, said he's having a blast taking in his first big league camp with minor league teammates like Tyler Soderstrom, Zach Geloff and Denzel Clark. Butler said, "We call ourselves the new Oakland." Damn right. Now, with everything else going on with Oakland and the A's and this weekend's big league weekend in Vegas and all of that nonsense, the new Oakland, gotta love it from Butler. And he, once again, was very impressive. Came off the bench later in the game. He was the one who broke up the no-hitter in the 7th inning, and then he swatted a home run too in the 9th. So it's what you want to do as a young player. You're getting the opportunity to have a couple of at-bats, play some time in the field to impress the Major League coaching staff, and that's exactly what Lawrence Butler did. So great to see. Certainly not someone I would expect to see come up this season. He's a bit raw. He's a very athletically talented player. A little bit raw still. There's plenty of development in him, but 2024 could be the year of Butler, and that could be very, very exciting. One player who was also worth picking out, he isn't a prospect, isn't a name maybe anyone has really thought much about to this point, was in fact Brent Rooker. Now, we brought him in, I think he was like he was a waiver claim. I think he was at the Royals off the top of my head, and then was a waiver claim that we picked him up. And he actually spoke to the radio crew, Ken Korak and Vince Cotroneo, after he came out of the game. He spoke really well, came across very well. He's someone with a lot of power. He's shown it in the minor leagues. Very powerful hitter, and he's just looking for an opportunity to get some at-bats, get some regular playing time, to get into a groove and get a chance to show what he can do in the major leagues, which he's never quite had a chance to do so far in his career. So precisely the sort of player that the A's should be looking at taking a gamble on in a season like this and seeing if they've got something. We've seen it in the past, haven't we? We mentioned this yesterday, Stephen Vogt or Brandon Moss or someone like that. So maybe Brent Rooker could come through. I think he's on the outside looking in, but there's a gaggle of players who are there to pick up an outfield spot. And maybe he will play himself into a opening day roster position. Hopefully for him, he does. So that was yesterday's game, and that was a little disappointing. We just couldn't get the bats going. Like I say, 7th inning into a no-hitter. Finally got going. Lawrence Butler breaking things up. But of course, never mind yesterday. It's all about today and all about the game against the Angels. Shohei Ohtani is there. This was Matt Kawahara of the San Francisco Chronicle tweeted out a little earlier today. Mark Kotsay talking to Shohei Ohtani before the game. Shohei is there with his bit of pipe that they use to do their warm-ups. I suspect that's what it is, unless he's planning to hang up some curtains or something. So, yes, Shohei is in, and it's going to be interesting. This is what he did last season. This is just what he did as a pitcher. So never mind the hitting 30-odd home runs, wasn't it? 34 home runs last season. So here he is as a pitcher. 28 starts, 166 innings pitched, a 2.33 ERA, 219 Ks and 166 innings. A whip, that's walk and hits per innings pitch, of barely above 1. So 1 walk or hit in every inning. You're going to struggle to get many runs off this guy when he's doing that. And of course, the A's faced him in the final regular season game of last season. Ken Waldichuk pitched extremely well in that matchup, and Ken Waldichuk is due to pitch at some point today too. So let's have a look at that. If we go back to this screen and I bring up the right notes, we can have a look at the lineup. There we are. The correct button. Good stuff. So this is the lineup that Mark Kotsay is chucking out there to start. Again, these guys will normally get 2 or 3 at-bats, and then it will be all change. So starting off, Tony Kemp, he was in the lineup yesterday, and he's in there again today, batting leadoff and playing second base, if I look past my camera. Aledmys Diaz, then, our recruit, formerly for the Astros, is playing shortstop today in place of Nick Allen, and so Aledmys Diaz will be batting second. Seth Brown is back out there in left field. Then batting fourth, Jesus Aguilar. Looking forward to seeing him, actually. Didn't see him in the game. I think that was just on radio, the game he played. So looking forward to seeing him in the batter's box and seeing how he is performing. He's a DH today. Another new guy, Jace Peterson, batting fifth and playing third base, with Ramon Laureano, La Laser, in there batting sixth and playing in right field. Shea Langoliers is back behind the plate. So Tyler Soderstrom started behind the plate yesterday. And I don't think anyone's too sure if he's going to stick at catcher, but he got some innings there. It was a bit difficult. Sam Moll is a difficult guy to catch, and he had a few struggles with a couple of sliders off Sam Moll during the game, but we'll see. But Shea Langoliers, of course, is going to be the predominant catcher at a big league level alongside Manny Pena. So Shea Langoliers got a home run on Sunday and is in batting seventh and catching. And then Ryan Noda, the Rule 5 pick, he is batting eighth and playing first base. And Esteury Ruiz, I'm still not sure how you pronounce that first name, but Esteury Ruiz, the speedster that we got from the Brewers, he is batting ninth and playing in centre field. So looking forward to seeing him. Christian Pache did come into the game yesterday, made a really nice running catch. But as always, we know the fielding is incredible by Pache. Can he put together a decent at-bat or two at some point? That's going to be the question. And he's not really shown a way to do it as yet. I guess from his point of view, he would like to get some regular starts to try and get that, but it's always difficult to do so. So, the man we want to look at, Shintaro Fujinami, and I'm going to try and look up some details on him. Because none of us should be expecting too much from him today. He's just going to be pitching 2 innings and just trying to get things loose, get things going. So let's not judge him too harshly today. But of course, we're very excited. It's a player of great potential. Could be a real steal for us on a 1-year deal this season, so we'll see how he goes. So this was from Martin Gallegos on whenever this was, sometime last week. It said in advance of Tuesday's start, Fujinami faced ace hitters for the first time this spring in a live batting practice session on Thursday. Tyler Wade, former Angel and Yankee, I think. He was impressed by Fujinami's repertoire, apparently, which included a biting slider and a fastball that maxed out at 97. So, yeah, lots of good signs, lots of good comments coming out of that side session. Certainly, Scott Emerson was particularly pleased with how his fastball was looking. Movement, can get it high up in the zone. Looks like a very effective pitch, and a pitch that will really play in the majors, which sometimes is an issue with Japanese pitchers. Sometimes the fastball isn't quite there compared to major league pitchers, but he certainly has got some heat there, and a good slider and a good splitter, as that's his scouting reports anyway. So in this article, it said the A's will slowly look to build up Fujinami as a starter this spring, taking into account the fact that he spent the majority of his time in Japan pitching in a 6-man rotation, as is customary over there in the Nippon Professional Baseball League. For the first time out, he'll be on a pitch count of around 35 pitches. So we'll see how far he goes in terms of 2 innings. Ohtani likely will not be one of the opposing batters, as the Angels are expected to allow him to focus on pitching. And that is indeed the case. If I look at the notes for today, Shohei Ohtani is just out there pitching and concentrating on the mound today. In terms of the Angels lineup, that is David Fletcher, La Peste. That is David Fletcher batting leadoff, batting second. Luis Rengifo, who is playing third today, batting free. An old friend, Jake Lamb. Yes, member of the 2020 squad. Came in at the end of that season, didn't he? He's playing first base for the Angels today. Mickey Moniak, former Philly prospect, is batting fourth and playing right field. Joe Adell is in left field, batting fifth. Logan O'Hoppe, very talented young catcher, batting sixth and catching today. Batting seventh. Now, it's spelt Trey Cabbage. Do you think it's pronounced cabbage? I'd like to think it is, but maybe there's some weird thing they do to it, like cabbage or something, or cabbagey or something. But I'm calling him Trey Cabbage for now. He is left-handed hitter and is DH today. Aaron Whitefield is playing centre field and batting eighth, and batting ninth is Levan Soto, the shortstop. So those are the guys out there for the Angels. And in terms of the A's, in terms of the plans here for the A's today, so Shintaro, Fujinami. Fuji is planning to pitch about 35 pitches. And we've also got Ken Waldichuk, who I'm sure will get a couple of innings. Hogan Harris, good pitcher from the minor league system. He'll be out there. Garrett Williams and Rico Garcia are 2 non-roster invitees, so we'll see what they do. But Trevor May, looking forward to seeing him. Very good relief pitcher, his time with the Twins and then with the Mets the last couple of years. So looking forward to seeing him. He is the prospective closer for the A's this season, so be nice to see him have a good clean inning today. And Austin Pruitt, who was up and down last year but showed some promise out the bullpen, so we'll see what he can do too. So there we are. That is the preview of today's game. I'm really looking forward to this. Like I say, normally spring training, you don't normally worry too much about it because the games don't count for that much. The results don't matter. You'd like to see players doing well and getting some hits, pitchers having clean innings, but it doesn't really matter at this time of year. However, that matchup with Shohei and Fuji is one for the ages. Their careers have been linked right back to high school baseball. And here they are having a go at it. Of course, Shohei is the more experienced pitcher over here in the majors. He's just going out there and getting some work in. It's bound to be a big start for Fuji. I'm sure there will be lots of nerves, lots of anticipation. Let's not judge him too harshly. If it goes badly for him, don't judge him too harshly. Let's just give him a start or two to just start getting into the groove. And then we'll see what he's got. But I'm looking forward to seeing him pitch. Love to see him in the green and gold. So that's going to be exciting. Like to see the free pitch mix there with a fastball, a slider and a splitter. And let's be honest, it's nice to see these spring training games. And as I mentioned earlier, nice to see how these games progress and the players that come in, some of the young players like Lawrence Butler coming in yesterday, getting a chance to see some of the youngsters. So that should be good. Just before we go, a bit of Major League Baseball news. So coming out of the NL West, I mentioned that performances we don't normally have to worry too much about because, you know, players go up and down. It's spring training. Don't put too much stock in the numbers. But the one thing you do need to look out for is injuries. And sadly, yesterday for the Dodgers, they had a big blow. I was seeing tweets about it during the A's game, but then I saw a bit of footage and wish I didn't really. Gavin Lux, he was going to be the shortstop for the Dodgers this season, suffered just a freak accident, really. He was running between bases, between second and third, tried to sort of duck the throw that was coming and just stumbled, really. It was just an awkward movement, stumbled on the infield and fell to the floor, clearly in a lot of pain right from the off, and also clearly felt this is a bad one. You could see it wasn't just pain, it was being upset that he knew something bad had happened. He mentioned that he had felt a pop on his knee, and unfortunately it's just been announced that he has suffered a bad injury. He has tore his right ACL and LCL in his right knee. So that effectively ends his 2023 season before it's even begun. Ugh. Terrible news for Gavin Lux. He's had to wait and bided his time to get some starts at shortstop, obviously with Corey Seager and then Trey Turner. So this was the season he was finally going to get to play in his preferred position, get regular at-bats. And it's gone straight away just in the second or third spring training game. Season over. That's a real shame for him. And yeah, it's just the thing you want to avoid for every player, never mind performance. Just stay healthy. So a big blow to him. Gutted for him. Looks like Chris Taylor may switch across and play a bit more shortstop. But we'll see. Yeah, I doubt the Dodgers will go out and try and sign someone because there really isn't anyone particularly out there that they may go and sign. So they'll try and manage it for now. But yeah, a big blow for them. The other injury that's worth noting, and I don't like to laugh at injuries, especially this time of year, but it is slightly funny. So Joe Musgrove, the Padres right-hander, has injured his foot. In fact, he's broken his big toe. He dropped a kettlebell on his foot while working out. So yes, apologies for laughing, but it is kind of funny. Just an update now. Manager Bob Melvin, A's manager Bobel, said it will be a minimum of a couple of weeks before he starts throwing again. So there's no real timetable yet on when he'll be ready to go. But of course, if he's out for a couple of weeks and then for all they'll try and keep the arm going and keep it at the strength, he'll need a bit more time. So more likely than not right now, he won't be ready for opening day and maybe he'll be a week or so late, but we'll see. But yeah, that's a bit of a blow. However, it's not all bad news with the Padres. And just a short while ago, Manny Machado did a press conference where he and the Padres formally announced the contract extension. So he is going to be a Padre, well, probably for the rest of his career. So good for him. Sad for us, not that affects us, just that, yes, that's the state of affairs for the A's. We never sign anyone. We lose all of our players. Maybe one day. We'll see. But there we go. That is the news from the NL West. But the news from the AL West is that the A's and the Angels are getting it going in just over 10 minutes' time if you're watching live. Really looking forward to this. Should be a fun encounter between two Japanese stars. And hopefully the A's will come out on top. And hopefully Fuji just has a good couple of innings. Good 35 pitches. No need to do anything too flash. Just get through those innings. Turn it over to Ken Waldichuk, depending on where the lineup is for the Angels. And hopefully get back on a winning streak. There we go. Thank you everyone for watching. If you've been watching live, if you're watching on repeat, do click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you are notified when we go live next, which will probably be Thursday or Friday. But yes, lots of games coming, and it's really good fun, isn't it? We're already back into the swing of it, of having games every day, and it's spring training games, but it's still fun just to put on MLB TV and watch a bit of baseball on a British evening or an afternoon out there in the States. If you're watching it, I hope you enjoy it. Hopefully we get a good performance by Fuji and a good performance by our bats. Maybe even hitting a few shots of Shohei. Who knows? But should be a good one. I'll be back probably Thursday or Friday. Before then, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.